What's going on, guys? Hex TV back with part 2 of my mix breakdown of my new song, Wait, featuring Cronin. Song's a banger. If you guys want to take a listen on Spotify with full audio quality and stuff like that, not the crappy YouTube quality, please go check it out on Spotify. All the links will be in the description. If you want your song mixed by me, you can get it mixed at mixedbyhex.com. Again, link in the description. And at the end of this, if you like how I did it, but you don't really want to do it all yourself, you just want to take the session and run with it, you can actually get this Pro Tools template if you have Pro Tools. I just don't have it up on a website yet. I'm trying to figure out how I can sell presets and templates with my current website and integrate it. So if you want it, just email me or DM me at the links below, and we can get that started. So yeah, without further ado, let's get the vocals mixed and ready to go. Not mixed. Get them broken down. I can't speak. So this has no mix box processing on it, again, like I'm saying. So here's just the vocals.
Speak to me softly. The weight is killing me. Still on my mind, yeah.
So that's Cronin's. This is me.
Back to you. I don't know what the fuck to do. It's my fault when you call and I answer it.
Cool. And again, if you want to listen to how the song sounds, you can check it out on Spotify fully. I had it in the first video. Just don't feel like adding it in this one. Sorry. So we'll start with Cronin's leads. Cronin sent me the stems with his auto-tune on it. So I basically mixed it from there. I can't forget if it was that or I printed it on. I don't know. I forget. But either way. So he sent me a lead. He also sent me a double or like a harmony track. So when he sent me the demo, the way it sounded to me was that the harmony and the lead like were the same. So yeah, I like in the same space. So I mixed it that way, and I had them going through the same bus, the lead bus. But with his backgrounds, as you can hear,
Weight on my shoulder.
They're like distorted, and I EQ'd them a little differently. So I took out more lows and took out some 1K because I wanted the lead vocal to pop a little bit more in the presence. Distorted them with Decapitator, punish mode on. Did some LA2A compression here just to make sure the peaks weren't getting in the way of the lead. Spread the vocal out with this spreader plugin. That's just volume. And then added some reverb, some room reverb before it went to all the main compression and stuff like that, because that way, like, it makes the vocal sit in a different space. Yeah, so overall, on both the lead and the dubs, I did some limiting.
Weight on my shoulder.
So let me take everything off and show you how it sounds with just the limiter on.
Weight on my shoulders.
So it just cuts those peaks off, and with the color knob right here, the slider, it actually saturates them a little bit. Then I have like 4 dB of gain reduction with this compressor.
Weight on my shoulders, down in my downtime. Speak to me softly.
So it's like averaging around 4. Then I have a Fairchild compressor with the time constant at 2, so it's like more smooth than like the time constant being at 1. I felt like you could hear less of the room with the time constant at 2. Could be wrong. I don't know. That's just what I heard. Doing like 3 dB of reduction there.
Weight on my shoulders, down in my downtime. Speak to me.
Word. I'm also going to take the reverb and delay off there. So then after that, I have the dynamics controlled. I have everything sitting, not frequency-wise, but like dynamics-wise. Nothing's poking out. Nothing's going crazy. I have this broad stroke EQ after I'm doing the dynamics. So I'm cutting the lows with the attenuation at 100, but I'm also boosting them. And because the Pultec EQs have a different slope with the boost and attenuation, it actually ends up creating, like when you turn them both, it ends up creating this weird dip in the in like the low mids. So it clears up some boxiness, and I like the way it sounded. So I did that here, and then I boosted some air at 16K there. The next plugin I used was the Ozone Spectral Shaper. So Disgusting. That area, I wanted to just make sure it was tamed. It wasn't too pokey and getting crazy. So
weight on my shoulders.
Getting like 1.5 to 2 dB of reduction in that area. So the Pro-Q3, I have it going. I have a low shelf at like 555 and a low cut at 84 just to make sure those lows were sitting. And then I have the boxiness because he records his vocals in a bedroom, so that will happen. So I pulled out some of that. I pulled out some more 5. I'm sorry, that was just the shelf.
Weight on my shoulders.
The boxiness, like in 700, I also pulled out some of that. That like super like that like telephony sharpness. I don't even know how to describe that. That was rough. So I pulled out some of that. And as you can see, I'm changing the slopes from 12 dB per octave to 24 with these bells. So it's like less. So it's more like broad and like taking out like a whole section rather than like sloping in on like a super specific frequency like this is. Like I wanted to take that specifically out, but then I wanted to take like this whole broad section out. So yeah, that's how I used those slopes on that. So I'm using the multiband to pull out all this right here. You'll hear it. But with a slow attack, because that way it like lets in the initial hit of that frequency range, the transients of it. But then like as the vocal sustains more, it takes out more of it. So it's not like muddying up the mix. It's just the initial hit. So you feel like there's more low end in the vocals, but there's really not. Then I added some saturation after to fill it out more, some tape saturation to fill out the vocal more and make it more present. De-essed them. And then added some presence and body at 400 and 2K. And then the reverb and delay I'll go over after. So yeah, let me see here. Here's my vocals.
Breaking my back for you to need space. All this time you.
So this is with nothing.
Breaking my back for you to need space. All this time you saying my name just to keep.
So basically have the same limiting going on, same compression. Clearly, it's all the same settings, but clearly with the threshold changed so that it like fits the actual recording that I'm using. Same thing with this, same amount of compression and everything though. This is all the same. Also, I might have boosted less. I actually forget, but check that for me in the high end. Same, similar range, like 2K to 5K around there, getting ducked out. This EQ is a little different. I'll play some of the points I ducked out. And then all this up here is just because my mic gets really bright. Like that gross digital brightness. It's just like disgusting. So yeah, it was just getting crazy. So I just notched out some of those. Did the same exact low end thing that I did with his vocals. Did some tape saturation. Let's see. De-essing. And then I did some broad stroke low end stuff with my vocal because my vocal sounded thinner than his. And then I added some presence in the upper mids. And then added the effects, which we will go over after the background vocals. So next thing is like his end. He actually sent me the stem afterwards. That's why it's like not in the folder. But this is his like call and response type thing.
To me softly, the weight is killing me. Still on.
So auto-tune clearly. Some broad stroke EQ, so like some high mids, low mids, and then some filtering to make it sit. De-essing. Spectral shaper like usual. Then I just spread them out. I actually didn't even, oh my God, yeah, I didn't even use compression on that. Look at that. No compression on those. Let's see, his other backgrounds. He already. So I have it spread, made these mono, and then had them pan left and right because I thought that would fit better. And then I have just basically the same chain going through, except after the saturation, I didn't do the multiband stuff, or actually before the saturation, I didn't do the multiband stuff or the de-essing. I added a repeater right on the track, so a delay right on the track, ping pong. And then, I don't know why I did that. I could have just sent it, but whatever, same thing. And then I added a good amount of the Hall verb on his backgrounds. And then my backgrounds, again, very same chain, except instead of boosting low end, I only boost the high mids to make them cut through more. And then on these ad-libs right here, let's see. I just added a little bit of compression and delay right on the track, just like I did with this one, and then limiting, because like I wanted them to like really sit in the back. I didn't want them to poke through at all.
Keep me close and feel safe.
And then I added a little bit of deverb in a large church, and then the Hall again. Let's see. So then I have the Hall verb is just de-esser, like squishing the S's before it hits the reverb so that it's not all bright. I have this choir rich Hall setting, and then just pushed up the low cut filter so the reverb was thinner. I have a room verb on my vocals. Not sure why I didn't put it on his, but whatever. It's just a small ambient setting on the deverb. De-esser, same de-esser trick. Did some EQing there too. And then the quarter note delay is just repeater, ambient lead vocal setting, spread out. And then I filtered them right here with the same de-esser trick. And then overall in the effects, I added some EQ, some Saturn to add tube saturation, and then more tube saturation to really saturate them with the inflator. Then after that, so I'm going crazy with the processing on this song. The backgrounds, I added more Oxford inflator with the curve all the way down to make it super subtle. Both of our vocals, basically the same chain, except I just like hit the pain points.
Keep me close.
I'm sorry, I'll do mine since it's at my part.
Keep me close and feel safe. Keep me close and feel safe.
So as you can hear, like those are the pain points of my vocals, so I just ducked those a little bit. Oxford inflator to make them more present, saturated. I actually thought the vocals were, before these plugins, weren't high enough. Or, I'm sorry, weren't bright enough. So I added some air and some shelving at 2.5K. And then I added some LA2A, which is literally
keep me close and feel safe.
Like 1 dB of compression. And then a de-esser at the very end to make sure that the S's aren't crazy. And it's the same chain for leads and Cronin lead. So it's like for both of our vocals. And then on the whole acapella, which is weird, I usually don't do this, but I just added safe vocal preset.
Keep me close and feel safe. Open my eyes for a minute. I don't got time for your gimmicks. All of my thoughts.
So you can't really tell the difference. It's just, like I said, it's like a safety net for the vocals to make sure they're not too harsh. It's not like really affecting the tone of the vocal. But yeah, those are all the vocals. That's how it sounds. If you want, I'm gonna be doing a part 3 on the mix bus. And if you've already missed it, check out the beat one, where I break down, on part 1, I break down how I mix the beat and everything, so you can just get the full scope of the song. Again, if you want me to mix your song, hit me up at mixedbyhex.com, or on Instagram, you can DM me, and we can become buddies at ITSH3X. Hit the thumbs up. Comment below if you like the song or if you like the mix, or tell me the mix is ass and to never mix again. I don't care. Just let me know. Yeah, have a good day. Peace out. See you in part 3.
Weight on my shoulders. down in